Shit, how the fuck are you?
I'm all right. We're trying something slightly different tonight. We're streaming to Instagram apparently, but there's some caveats. We can't really see Instagram chat like right in the regular feed, and it's formatted kind of shitty because the you know for Instagram Live you want to watch videos on top of each other, and it's kind of doing the side by side thing here, but. And I had to start the video live on Instagram, and it doesn't auto start, so it's a whole mess of things. But I think it'll be better than Twitch. So, and we've said we wanted to start using our Instagram page more anyway, so that'll be all right.
I mean, it doesn't look. I
Are you
just,
looking at it right now?
yeah, I just said it. It doesn't look terrible.
All right.
It still keeps us both. It just, or it's small.
It's all
Um,
about the audio anyway, right? Nobody actually needs to see us.
Nobody needs to look at us. We should just be fucking screen or playing something cool looking.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, something new.
Oh, gluten free Brian's watching. He says, "What's a Twitch?" Yeah, right. Nobody streams to Twitch anymore.
Where
Um,
is it? It must be on Insta because it's not in our comments.
it's a streaming platform that a lot of gamers stream to and stuff. But I don't think it's very conducive to talking about beer, probably. So we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah, welcome to episode 103. We are taking I don't know, a little bit of a break from topics, I guess. Mostly life got away from us, but we still wanted to keep our uh, shows going instead of being, like instead of just skipping the shows, we kind of wanted to at least have something. So, and I
So
mean that's basically why we started this anyway. We started it back during COVID just to talk about beer and random shit
I was
when
asked
we had
by
nothing else going on.
my wife before. She was like, "What are you guys talking about tonight?" I'm like, "Nothing. We're just gonna wing it, have a beer, hang out."
This is my favorite, honestly.
I know, and but she was like, "Hey, I thought you guys said you weren't gonna do that anymore." And I said, "No, that was 2023's thing. I remember in 2023 we said topics. We're gonna have topics. And we're gonna do this, and we only got 10 shows out, and then and I said 2024 plan is two fucking shows a month, no matter what. So here we are,
Right.
uh, just bullshitting through, which I do like it better. We'll see where it goes. We do have a topic for the next show, and we do have um, kind of a list of topics that we're going to work through. Coming up in the next couple of quarters. It's just like Brian said. It's life has been really crazy. We're just ramping up Michigan Beer Cup stuff and um, work and beer cup and beer club and all the other shit that's going on. It's just kind of gotten kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
Brian says I can listen and clean bottles or keg things that need to be kegged. I call those beer chores.
yeah,
I do the same thing. I throw on like whatever homebrewing podcast I can find, and it's just background noise while I do my beer chores. So I dig it. I'm with you.
I
Uh,
actually do most of my beer podcast listening, even this one, on Saturday mornings when I'm supposed to be running. Well, I am running, but I tend to listen to the beer stuff while running. And that's when I think I have the best ideas for shows and shit. But anyway,
I also got feedback last week at the South County Homebrew Club meeting that I was a little quiet. So if I sound too quiet or too loud compared to Jason, let me know and I can adjust myself a little bit. But yeah, what are you drinking, Jason?
so I'm like a week away from having homebrew ready to drink, I think, or maybe by the next show. I mean, so I'm still killing Guinness and Budweiser and whatever else I happen to reach in. I think I have a few weird ciders and stuff in my beer fridge, but yeah, no homebrew yet.
Close though. What's in the fermenter again?
So that is a take on a Kentucky Common, but made with Michigan hops and Michigan malt.
Okay.
Um, it's for the beer generator. So I got lucky with my beer generator recipe. Um, I had to make a historical. Michigan-based beer and then add fruit to it. So that's pretty easy to kind of do a spin on a Kentucky comment, call it a Michigan comment, whatever. And I plan on splitting that into two smaller kegs, and I will fruit half of it for the spirit of the competition. It's probably cherries because it's Michigan.
Yeah,
Um, and the rest of it will be going to Winter Homebrew Fest with us. As
nice.
long as it's not complete shit and I dump it out. So
Yeah,
always that caveat.
Brandon said it. I was a little quiet, so let me know if this is better or if it's too loud. It's tough. Jordan might be on. Hopefully he'll be on. He's just running a little behind. We'll see. It's tough without having two people to be able to check the other person or whatever to kind of
I think
compare those levels. So
I think you sound loud and clear, and I think Brandon's fucking with you. So
I did listen to our recording and I was super quiet for
last
whatever
week you
reason.
were
So
last week, yeah, but no, this time you sound really good. You're right up in the mic, and it's working out well. So
I can eat the mic if I need to.
and that's
Maybe I need to. Maybe I'll do this. You guys let me know. Um,
what are you drinking?
I'm not gonna go too far into this, but I am drinking uh, our MF King Kolsch right now.
Peter,
So it's looking beautiful, looking pretty.
shut up. That's the whole point of the next show.
That's right. That's why uh, I'm not gonna go too far into it. I'm not gonna give any descriptors or anything. I just wanted to taste it, and I wonder if I can talk a little. Maybe I just talk a little louder too. I can push my voice out a little bit more.
Just loud. He's just not. I'm loud.
Yeah, but it's drinkable. I mean, obviously, I poured enough to drink. This is a small glass, so I maybe only have like 6 ounces in here or something. But and then besides that, I have a little bit of Vienna lager.
Yeah.
So yeah, homebrew Vienna lager. So we'll see how that goes. I was drinking it last night during the Super Bowl, and it was okay. It's carved a little bit more today than it was yesterday. And if I run out of all that, I have Two Hearted and Blake's Triple Jam.
That's funny. I actually do have a bunch of two hearted in here, but I feel like if I start sitting here slamming two hearted, this will be a much different slow show. So
I, I don't want to like shit talk breweries or anything like that. We try our best not to do it, but like, I feel once you get as big as Bell's, you can kind of do that a little bit. I have not been super happy with the Bell's beer I've been buying lately. Um, I have Two Hearted and I have Lighthearted, and they both haven't been super great in out of the cans. I don't know what it is. I've had it on tap lately and it's been fine. I just some of their packaged stuff just hasn't been super great lately. I don't know.
I wonder if there's some variation because they're brewing some of it out of state now, or I don't even know if they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, shit up. That's weird. I've never. I mean, I've always look. I respect Two Hearted. It's just not my favorite. It's not my favorite IPA. I don't. We've said. I think we've said this before. It's more of the piney resiny hops, and I like the citrusy, bright floral hops.
Right.
So, but I mean, I respect Two Hearted, and it's fine. I have a bunch of it in my fridge because I think we had I don't know, we had a gathering and there were some Two Hearted drinkers that came over, so that's why I have a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't. It's just gonna sit there. I should drink it before it gets old. But yeah, I've heard you're not the first person I've heard say that, and I don't want to turn this episode into a Bell's bashing.
No, I don't think so either.
But um, yeah, I'm actually excited to kind of get back into the homebrew, and brewed last or 10 days ago, and it was great. And I'm planning on doing another brew this week. I've been drinking a ton of macro lately, and I just need to get back into some good craft beer and some good homebrew.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited for you to have your Kentucky comment on. Is that regular Guinness or is that NA?
Regular.
Nice.
Although that's a good topic right there, man. If you have not tried Guinness NA and you like Guinness, you guys should or people should check it out. It is the best NA beer I've ever had. Um, and it is the closest to the source material, I think, than
Hmm.
I've ever tried. So,
Yeah, I was drinking it over at Tim's house for I don't know whatever party gathering thing we had going on, and it was delicious. I hear that a lot of like the Guinnesses and the Heinekens and the uh, who did I see? Somebody had a it was a I think it was one of the seltzer manufacturers. They had like a I don't know if this is a thing, but like White Claw 0.0, it's at that point it's
I
just
think
like seltzer water.
that was an AI joke. But that was a joke because it was like White Claw reinvented or invented.
Yeah. But I think they could do it right and it
Yeah.
would probably sell like but the Guinnesses, the Heinekens, they're like all really good. I actually haven't delved into the um, smaller stuff yet. Like I think I've only had one of the athletics, and people really, really sort of rave over those.
Oh my God, it's not. It wasn't AI. It's real. Holy shit.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Is
no,
it
it
White Claw?
really is. It
Is
really.
it is it White Claw?
Yes.
Hold on, I have to Google this now.
Hold on. How do I?
USA Today non-alcoholic White Claw. This is amazing.
It's actually on whiteclawzero.com.
That's awesome. I
I
mean,
thought,
good for them.
I really thought it was a joke, and it is not.
Now you can enjoy the refreshing flavor of White Claw with the whole family.
Or you can just go buy a 6 pack or a 12 pack of fucking LaCroix.
That's funny. Yeah, I wonder how expensive it is. Click on buy now. I wonder if it'll even show. Yeah, I probably won't show prices. They'll vary too much, but
Let's see, buy it at Kroger. Product unavailable. 16.99 a 12 pack.
holy shit.
It
For
took
some
me to
water
another
bubbles.
page, so it's not showing on my screen. But yeah, it's $17 a 12 pack. Yeah.
I got Russ. Russ was drinking tons and tons and tons of like LaCroix or whatever, and we have some other friends that do too. Um, and I sort of talked him into buying a whole kegerator set up with a couple kegs just so he can have like
Mhm.
carbonated water on tap, and it's honestly like way cheaper. You can make your own flavors and
Oh, it's so much better too. Like you did
yeah.
you looked up the mineral content for Topo Chico, right?
Yeah. So what I did, I don't know if I ever showed this to you, but I have a so I looked up the water profile of Topo Chico and I tried to recreate it as close as I possibly could with it has like Epsom salt and gypsum and regular salt and pickling lime and baking soda, and I mixed it up in bulk into like a 200 milliliter like glass container, just all the powders, shake it up, and I call it yummy water powder. And it's I figured it out by weight. It's just about a teaspoon of that into 5 gallons to get the Topo Chico water profile. I swear it's so freaking tasty. Uh,
Yeah.
you think that water can't have like a flavor, but like you go to go on vacation and you have the water there and come back home and have it and drink RO water and like all the water tastes different, right? So this yummy water powder water is pretty good. I'll have to mix them up for you.
It's on my thing of things to do. Like as I slowly like unpack and get my shit settled again. I've got to clean the keezer and stuff like that, but I am definitely going to get some seltzer water back on tap. I used to drink a ton of it. We talked about this before. I know we both like spicy water, and
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely want to start. putting that on tap because I was going through the SodaStream thing for a while. That's stupid expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Even buying the valve so that you can refill SodaStream bottles off of your own CO2 tank. It's just a pain in the ass, um, and kind of expensive. And so I just, I mean, as brewers, we have literally pounds and pounds of CO2 laying around the house. We have all of the equipment to carbonate shit. I've got
Yep.
30 fucking kegs. It's like, why the hell am I not doing that?
I didn't even want to take up room in my keezer for water, but I still wanted it. I I let Shayna let me buy. You can kind of see it back there a little bit, but
Mhm.
buy a kegerator that you helped me drill an extra hole for. But I keep it in my office. You know, I just
I'd
have
like to.
carbonated water on tap here.
I don't. I was thinking about it. I was actually thinking about my. I know you can't see it right here. I have a beer fridge right next to my desk, and I was thinking like, can I fit a 2.5 gallon keg of like seltzer water in there, and like put a tap through the sidewall or something? I mean, I could. I just then it's like how much room am I sacrificing for the beer portion of my fridge? But and then let's be real, if I had a tap in my office and I start home brewing again, chances it's going to be a 2.5 gallon keg of beer. So
I forget about that too. Like I sometimes I'm like I need one extra tap, and I kind of forget that I have the extra one up here, and I'm trying not to have beer on tap in the office or whatever because it's just so accessible. But I don't know, maybe. I've drank so much more water though since I've had it on tap. Like I go through a 5 gallon keg every couple weeks now, and before that I was so bad at drinking water. And I can't say that I feel any healthier or anything like that, but I know that my body is for sure probably like way happier about it.
yeah, no,
Um,
I definitely I drank more water when I was using the Soda Stream more. Um, I mean, the beer fridge isn't completely full of beer, but yeah, I probably don't need to have all this beer, and then I think back here I've got scotches and stuff. Uh,
what is Lotta's hot water?
you mean hop water?
Oh, hop water. Oh, Lagunitas maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that stuff's really good. And actually, Brian, if you make it to a Taps on Tuesday down at KVCC, I won't be there tomorrow because I gotta run Drunk Monk beers up to Grand Rapids with Jason. But we are KVCC has some hop water on that's like really really good. They use the Kelsec extracts. Uh, I mean, just as good as Lagunitas, maybe in my opinion. There's no sugar. I can't remember if Lagunitas is sweet or not. The
Oh,
KVCC one isn't, but it's probably the best way to do it. I need to see if I can get my hands on some of that extract again. We need to talk to Patrick or something because it's very very tasty.
we were talking about having them come and do a presentation at our homebrew meeting. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Brian knows if they've done that with Cloud yet, or maybe we can do a combo thing or something. I don't know because yeah, I tried the. So he just talked about he cold steep tops for an hour, and I tried that once a while ago, and I feel like it just tasted green. So like it didn't have like the flavors I was looking for. It was just like grassy. But yeah.
Yeah, need to try it again for sure. Ryan didn't know your sister worked for Calsec. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. Tell her to get us some hop extra.
Yeah. Yeah, Klob is doing a presentation on thiols this coming Monday. So if anybody has any interest in learning about thiols and brewing and probably some biotransformation talk and stuff like that, go check out the Klob meeting. I don't, Brian, where's it at? It's going to
Great.
be on the 18th, but it's where?
It's at Utre.
Outre. Okay.
Brew at Utre. So yeah, we should maybe do some practice or some test runs with some hop water, and then we can have a hop water show.
That'd be fun too. We still need to do our glassware episode.
That's
it's
funny.
been it's been 4 years.
that is like one of the first suggested episodes that we ever got from a outside party,
Mm-hmm.
and we've never done it. Yeah.
Well, so why that pops back into my head is I don't know if you listen to Dr. Homebrew, but Julia Hertz was I always say Hertz, but I think it's just hers. But she was just on the show with one of her beers, and they got her talking on glassware for a second, and she made some really interesting points about not just the shape of the glassware, which we all sort of know about, but like even the construction of the glass, like like at the molecular level, like what is on the very inside of the glass that's touching the beer, and what is that doing to the beer in terms of like how it releases carbonation and things like that. Is it affecting your mouthfeel? Because obviously that's a big part in tasting beer. And I was like, oh man, that's really interesting. We should do that show, but I also don't want to go into it blind. That's one of those shows
I
where
know.
I don't want to hop in and be like, yes, this tulip glass is amazing. Like,
When we were talking about doing it before, I had a bunch of glassware, and I mean, I still do, but I packed it all away. And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to go like digging through totes to try to find, a Pilsner glass and a tulip glass and stuff like that. But it's interesting that she said that. I remember reading an article, and I believe it was Stella. So if you get a Stella chalice, which is what they call their Stella branded glassware, if it's like properly cleaned, I saw a video of it, but if it's like perfectly cleaned in there, the beer is poured properly. They've actually done etching around the bottom of the glass
mm-hmm,
where it joins the stem to create nucleation points. And so
right.
a bottle of Stella will have like a spiral of bubbles coming up from the center, or not a bottle, a glass, if
Mm-hmm.
it's poured right and it's clean. And that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, they do different things, and as Brian says, makes a difference with whiskey too. I've got Glencairn glasses for Scotch and whiskey, that are specifically shaped and polished right, so that you get the best nose possible and the focus on it. So it'd be a fun episode. I just don't want to do it right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I do.
The I think like the Teku glasses that were really popular for a while. I think still are. I have a couple, but have that same sort of etching. They have something etched in the bottom. I noticed that on those glasses, my foam almost never goes away.
Yeah.
I think that was a big thing with Buffalo Wild Wings too. At one point, I think all their glasses are like etched at the bottom for you know
The action.
extra head retention on your
Yeah.
Budweiser or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I love my Budweiser, but
But I mean, we've got people watching and listening. If there are topics that you want us to cover, mention it. Probably better in a Facebook comment or something like that. I'll be honest with you. I well, we've never done Instagram before. I'm terrible about going back and checking YouTube comments, and I don't check. I think the last time I checked Messenger was like 2 years ago. Um,
I try to keep an eye on it. We're usually okay.
but yeah, throw a comment on one of the videos, and um, yeah, we're open to topic ideas. We're going to do the next episode that we're going to do is kind of the follow up to the beer generator show that we did in January with Jordan. Um, Brian, Jordan, and I got together and we brewed the generator beer that Brian was drinking a minute ago. Motherfucking Kolsch. Motherfucking Kolsch. MF King Kolsch. It's Imperial Kolsch that we're going to try on the next show and talk about that. I know, did you post those pictures about our brew day?
I don't know. I don't think I did.
Eh,
I'll have to go
well,
look.
we'll have some content around that. Um, we, oh, that's awesome, Matt. Cool. Um,
Jason's coming up with me tomorrow, so we'll have to take those back and do something with them. Maybe we can bring them to the keepers meeting or whatever you want, man. Or I'll just drink them. What
yeah,
was
I
your
mean, The question, Matt, would be: are you going to come to the March meeting when we judge it? Um, if you're sending us the beer home to be judged with in March, then it'd be cool if we can get like maybe 4 or 5, but because there are going to be more people drinking it. But we can talk about that tomorrow. Or,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I want to know tonight, so you give it to us tomorrow. Whatever. Um, March meeting will be the
10th? Yeah.
March 10th, and that meeting will be at One Well, I think.
I think so too. I know we have all of the meetings at One Well scheduled out in advance right now, but I don't have the list.
Anyway, it's March 10th. Um, I'll look for the list.
Yeah.
If you can come, that's cool. If you want to send it home with us tomorrow, then I would maybe try to do a few more than just two. It's going to be like an um, open for everybody to try. So it's
Hmm.
not going to be just two judged bottles. It's not going to be BJCP judge. Um, anyway, I had a show idea a minute ago and I just totally fucking lost it.
Yeah, it'll come back.
Oh, well.
what what it had to do with? So we were
I,
talking about glassware, and then we were talking about beer generator.
well, let's talk about beer cup for a bit because that's been big on our mind.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't want to make a whole show about this, but I do want to call out we are starting to do fundraising for Michigan Beer Cup, and I've just been amazed at the kind of generosity and um, support that we've been getting initially from some of the vendors. And so I did, as we reach out to different vendors to donate to Beer Cup, I am telling them, we're going to put posts out on our Facebook and our Instagram or whatever, and we're going to advertise for them um, in multiple ways. And one of the ways we're going to talk about them on the show. So I'm going to start calling out more and more vendors on the show. But we got a big donation from DSG. They make homebrew supplies and they resell malt and yeast and hops and stuff like that. And you can find them online. But most of the time, I think you see their stuff in they sell the homebrew shops. But they literally sent a whole pallet of shit um, that's now in my basement. That was just super fucking cool.
I'll put that picture online. I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, I was like, I just sent them an email and they came back and they're like, yeah, what do you want? And then they're like, here, and they sent this like 3 page invoice of stuff that they were going to send us, and it's malt and yeast and hops and brew kits and wine kits and
Spirals and
yeah, wood spirals and cleaner and all kinds of stuff. So big shout out, thank you to BSG. Um, some of our other ones, we've gotten some swag from Tilt. We've gotten gift cards from Spike. Um, there's going to be stuff coming from LD Carlson, which is another big brew supply shop. Which when I get that, we'll get into more of that. But yeah, it's just been really really cool. But if anybody knows of any other companies out there that are brew friendly, oh, Inkbird's sending us a whole fucking case of
oh yeah.
uh, but anyway, if anybody knows of anybody, we would love to get that information. Feel free to reach out to us. And then one of the things that I'm going to be doing in the next week or two is starting to reach out to Michigan breweries. So we've decided this year that in all years past, we've sold um, category sponsorships, and in the years past, it's been like a mix of clubs and breweries and businesses. And I would like to try to put a focus on selling all category sponsorships to breweries for one price point, and then also reselling the same categories to like the homebrew clubs for a different price point. And the reason for that the homebrew clubs like to support and but they support at a different level than breweries. So um, if you're friends with a brewery or you know a brewery, like I know Casey's reached out to Dark Horse for us, which is great. I know One Well is going to support us in some of those, but let us know and we'll connect on trying to target some of the breweries that we know are homebrew friendly to support the beer cup. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's enough beer cup news, right?
Well, since we were on the generator topic a
Mhm.
minute ago, I can I can talk about my brew day. I did it yesterday, and
Oh, did you?
it was it was a bit of a fiasco. So I guess it'll be an interesting listen at the least. So my generator entry, I ended up going all the way down to one choice. And the way that
Well,
it works, if you haven't heard
did
us
you
talk about it before, oh, go ahead.
did you do that because somebody challenged you to do that, or did you do it because you were legitimately searching for a better recipe?
I was being stubborn. Shayna told me not to.
Okay.
She's like, if you do it, you're gonna get a cider, and I got a cider. Um, but the way that it works, if you haven't heard us talking about it before, is you're presented with four options that are sort of randomly generated beer ideas on a very broad level, I guess. There's four parts to a recipe. There's like a prefix, a suffix, a beer style, and a yeast choice. And sometimes the beer style and the yeast choice don't go together. But the prefix and the suffix might, make you add a box of breakfast cereal or have some sort of coffee flavor in the beer or add a pound of lactose or uh, your goal is to try to keep the final gravity above like 1028, things like that. So my uh, generator, whatever, was a decocted cider with lactose fermented with saison yeast. And in the past, so I like cider with saison yeast. I don't quite know. I've talked about this before too. I don't quite know if it has enough. If cider has enough of the like uh, 4VG like precursors to really throw off some of those like phenolics. I've never gotten it, but I've only ever used Belle Saison too. So it might just be a Belle Saison thing. I don't know. But I decided if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to like decoct a cider somehow, um, and actually, uh, Jeff gave me this idea. He was like, "Why don't you do like a mini mash with some grain, like make it kind of like a graph or something?" And yeah, I'm like, that sounds amazing. So yesterday I did it. I originally started off trying to do the decoction in a 5 gallon pot on my induction burner,
Mm.
but the juice, it was just like so sugary to start or something that it ended up sort of caramelizing slash burning a little bit
Mm.
on the bottom of the pot because I normally don't have to stir constantly on my induction burner when I'm doing like a normal decoction, but I I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it for this one, and I started to give it a little bit of a stir, and there's some like grains and stuff to the bottom, and I was like, okay, I need to pull this off. I tasted the juice. It was like this milky white, like weird color, but
Okay.
I tasted it and it wasn't burnt. So what I ended up doing is so this that was the beginning of my brew day. Basically, I ended up dumping all of that into my mash tun and strained the juice out from it, leaving, the grain that I was decocting in my mash tun. I then went ahead and I just decided to mash with like all the juice all at once. I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. It all has to be heated up at some point in time anyway. So I poured the rest of my 5 gallons in the mash tun, or I'm sorry, I heated up the rest of this 5 gallons of water to what I thought would be an appropriate temperature to hit my strike temperature in my mash tun. I wanted to just mash the grains first again because I was going to bring it up to temp to mash in this pot at first before I even did the decoction, and even just bringing it up to temp like started burning things. So I heat my juice up to like 162. Dump it all in the mash tun. Take a temp reading. It's at 125. So I'm like, shit, like that's not where I want to be. So I empty out all the juice again, heat it back up to like 162 again, because the grain, at least at that point in time, is going to be at a warmer temp. Get it back in the mash tun again, and it's to the right temp. Let it sit for 30 minutes. Drain out all of the juice. Take some of the grain that was left in the mash tun with a little bit of juice and get it back into the 5-gallon pot that I had then cleaned. Put it on propane, constantly stir it, get my decoction going. I just do like a 15-minute decoction. Take that back, put it back into the mash tun again, and put the juice back on it because I want to strain, all of the whatever happened to that grain and juice in the decoction back into the, I can't even call it wort, I guess like a, I guess it's must, maybe, kind of. I don't know when it's both grain and juice, but so I strain all of that out. Finally, get the last of the juice that I'm going for. It's gone through the mash tun like 4 times at this point. I don't even know. But then get that up to a very gentle boil just for like 5 minutes, so I can get some. I put Werflock in it, for 5 minutes while I mixed in my lactose. I don't know whether it's going to do anything or not. Stirred that around, sanitized the chiller, got that down to about 80 degrees, I think, and then pitched. I can't remember the name of the yeast. It's a saison yeast from
Bigger?
From Bootleg. It's starts with a D. I can't remember. Something saison. It was on the tip of my tongue until I started telling the story. But yesterday, though, I set my heater on it because I wanted to ferment at it maybe like 80 degrees or so. Except I'm fermenting in a bucket, and the temp reading on the side of the bucket with my temp probe is not or was not reading the same as the inside of the fermenter. It's normally close when it's like room temp, but the tilt was telling me I got up to about 90 degrees this morning, which is fine-ish for this yeast. Like I was smelling it through the airlock, and it smells yummy, but I let it cool back down to about like 80, and it's fermenting between 80 and 85 right now. I can't control it super well because I gave my freezer up, and I'm not fermenting in stainless, so I don't really have like a any good way to get that temp probe inside the bucket. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It got my calculations were like pretty spot-ish on, though. I did a lot of napkin math and kind of wrote down what I was going to do for the day, and I was guessing that I was going to get up to about like 1073, and it got up to about 1078.
Oh, right.
So yeah, and the juice itself was like 1048, I think. So I got about the conversion I was expecting out of the 5 pounds a malt. So who knows, man? We'll see. It'll be a weird thing. Sorry to ramble on, but it was fun, and I hope it tastes as good as it smells through the airlock right now, at least.
I mean, one of my favorite fun beer competition beers was Graf. So I'm excited for it. It's funny that it did that to you. I only tried to do any kind of weird. It's funny. I've only done a weird kind of fruit esque decoction mash one time in my life, and I also used a induction burner
Mm-hmm.
hot plate, and I also burnt it.
Huh. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and that was when Art and I were trying to do a banana creme brulee. No, I'm sorry, a banana Foster's. I think it was a banana Foster's something.
Huh. Okay.
Um, but it was nasty. It was nasty. I'm glad that yours didn't burn too hard. I wonder if there's something, I don't know, if maybe it's the induction heating the bottom of the pan and it getting too hot for the sugars.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Sorry, while you're telling that, I started to have like a sneezing fit. So,
Oh, you're good, man.
um, but no, that sounds super, super interesting. So ultimately, it's a cider graph with saison yeast
And lactose.
and lactose. That sounds fucking exciting.
We'll see. I shouldn't have to back sweeten it. I think the lactose will
I could
be,
carry
yeah,
there.
yeah. But maybe I'll still do it if it needs it. So
Right on.
we're trying to figure out what to use for Shayna's entry right now too, because I think she has a coffee and hop cider fermented with saison yeast. So we're trying to figure out what kind of hops would go with coffee, and she wants to keep the hops like sort of minimal.
Hmm.
So I was going through my inventory, and I think I have a few choices. She's gonna do some cold brew for the coffee, and probably add that in secondary, and yeah, I think it'll be tasty. We'll see. I don't know. Yeah.
So I want to jump back in the comments of it. I know right when I was asking for people if they had ideas for show, Matt Mead, if he's still listening, he talked about getting heavily into brewing a bag,
Mm.
and he said he'd love to talk about that in the future. I would actually throw that back on him. I'm all about doing a brew in the bag episode if he wants to come on and talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Because like I've never really done it. I mean, we know the gist of it, and it's basically all grain brewing with a few little tweaks. But yeah, Matt, we'll talk about it tomorrow. That'd be if it's something you want to do, then we'd be down with it. Now we got Matt Ushman from Trouble Brewing hanging out. That Brewing the Bag is to go.
What's going
So,
on, Matt?
um, but yeah, no, if Matt Mead wants to come on and join us, or if Matt Ushman and Matt Mead want to come on and join us for a fucking Brewing Bag episode, that'd be bomb. And Brian Lear. Fuck it.
Sure.
Everybody knows Brewing the Bag. I've never done it. I've never really had the
I
need.
think that uh, I want to say that's how I started, sort of Jordan 2. Um, Obviously, I don't now, but I mean, it's the easiest way to brew, honestly, and get like consistent, awesome results. Yeah, Brian says cleanup's easier, 100%.
I think I tried like one time to modify my process, and by like throwing a bag in my so I have a three tier, or I'm sorry, a single tier that I hate and I don't use anymore. But I think at one point I thought I'll throw a bag in there and I'll be able to like lift it up and drain it out and it'll be easier and stuff like that. And I didn't account for the temperature probe that sticks out into my kegel. And I
Mm.
threw the bag in and threw the malt in and all that shit. And then like later in the day, I went to lift it up and it ripped the fucking bag open. And I was like, I'm stupid.
Yep. Not stupid, just
No,
it happens.
every time I brewed on that single tier, I mean, you brewed with me a couple of times on it. I
Yeah.
feel like something went wrong. Like, so I'm going to say this, which is as anti to what I really what I want to say, but I feel like the fucking thing is cursed. That being said, it will be up on Facebook Marketplace soon for sale if anybody's looking for a beautiful single tier, fully kind of automated um, little 15-gallon brew house.
With like three kegels that are like really nice.
It's all really nice. It's all out of pumped temperature controllers. It's got a nice electrical panel where you can set your temps for both hot liquor tank and mash tun, and it auto recirculates, and it's great. Don't listen to me when I say it's fucking cursed. It's just the user. Um, it can do propane and natural gas. It's really a beautiful, beautiful system. I'm gonna go get some pictures of it in the next couple of days, and then I was going to post it out there to the homebrew community first before I kind of sent it to marketplace. Matt, if you want, I'll send you pictures of it, man. This is actually it's a homemade brew system, and since he's not in Michigan anymore, it was the original pilot system for ArcLight Brewing, and it was welded up and made by Ed at ArcLight, and he was a beautiful welder. Um, it is very heavy duty um, metal tubing, all welded together. So actually, the gas for the three Hellfire burners, I believe they're Hellfire burners, but the gas for it like all flows through the frame. Thing weighs a metric fuck ton, but and then he's got like beautifully polished kegels and anyway.
It's a nice system.
Yeah, absolutely. And for you, I'd even deliver it over to Detroit area, and I'll make Ryan go with me. So,
Perfect. We need to hit up Urban Rust again. That brewery was so good.
yeah, they we got to go out there and we did one of their homebrew events, and we didn't win because we didn't bring all our friends and family with us. But
No,
we did.
there's no bitterness here at all or anything.
No, we were one of the only tables to like kick our keg, so we'll say that. But, so other friends of ours they do that twice a year, and I know some other friends of ours just did the um, January version of it. I think a few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw Bill Belair was in it. I think Ken Cleary was in it again. So it's really cool. Yeah, they're awesome brewery and they really support and participate with the homebrew community. Um, yeah, I'd like to go back there and check that out again.
They do it twice a year apparently. So there's a summer-ish one too.
Yeah.
So maybe that'd be a little warmer.
So Matt's asking if we recently got over 200 subs. I don't know. Don't look.
I don't know. Probably. I don't really know either. I don't pay attention to it as much either. I probably should. Like I think that the more people that watch, the more people we get to talk to, the more fun it is. But at the same time, we're not going to monetize the channel, and it's just about us chatting and stuff.
I think I'm more impressed with the like the Podbean numbers that we're pulling down, or the podcast numbers than the people to it post. Although they're going to have a great time with this show, it has no fucking point.
Those are the best. It's fine.
But yeah, I think yeah, I agree. We usually, the crowd that we get, we always get some participation in the shows, and so it's fun.
I'm trying to find our Podbean account and see how many downloads we've had, this week. But I
don't see the emails, or you might not see them before I delete them.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
They email every once in a while, and they're like, "You're great." You know what? The only thing that's really important is that we are the 69th best Michigan-based podcast.
Well, we were in 2023, right? I don't know if we've gotten that email this year.
Once you are, you always are. I've got a banner. It's just what it is.
Did you put the year on there?
I don't know.
2023's 69th best Michigan podcast. Yeah,
Michigan-based podcast. Sorry, I was snagging another beer.
And Matt says streaming's pretty fun. We got like 20 people chatting. Yeah, I'll occasionally, pop in on some of those live streams that are a little bit more popular. It's really fun just to be a part of and stuff.
I think we had 20 people in our stream one time 3 years ago.
The the Friendsgiving episodes tend to be Friendsgiving, not giving, tend to be a little bit more populous, I guess. But
we had a bunch, like maybe a couple dozen Drew Jacob junkies on at one point.
That's probably what like 100 of our subscriptions are anyway.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, if we wanted to be, super cool, we can just buy, 2,000 subscriptions, right? And still get the same amount of views. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I could be like 9.99. That's totally yeah.
You can always tell when people do that too because, they'll put out a video and they'll have like 20,000 subscribers and they'll have like 17 views on their videos and zero comments. Like, okay. I feel like there's probably a certain threshold that you need in order to like monetize, and like maybe it's like just for that. But how much are you actually monetizing if you're only getting 17 views or something anyway?
So
Like,
yeah, you have to have 1,000 active subscribers to even push the button to monetize. And then I think you actually have to have a certain number of traffic during that month to get anything. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Like why do it? Um, it's you're gonna pay more probably uh, than you would get. But I'm going to our Michigan Brews channel on YouTube now to see.
Matt says he's putting out an update to his DIY keg scales in the next week or two, which is timely because I don't know if you read this, Matt, but Plato is discontinuing the official support of all their homebrew equipment. There's a Discord community that they're part of and that they're helping organize now to try to open source a lot of their firmware and stuff. But those things are
Yeah.
sometime mid 2025 going to be officially unsupported by them. So uh, you can mention that too. It's I think the DIY way is very very good.
Yeah, wow, 209 subscribers. Let
I feel like it was at 211 the last time I looked at something.
me
I could be wrong.
let me get into
Yeah.
the creators. What's funny is I don't know if we ever talked about this on the air, but the important milestone is 100 so that you can have a custom URL, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is youtube.com at Michigan Brews. Um, you have to have 100. And we couldn't get to 100. And I actually had my youngest go and ask their friends to like subscribe. Like, I got 5 like high school kids to subscribe to our channel, so it would just push us over 100 so we could get that.
I thought we got there when we had Drew Jacobs on.
No, we didn't get shit off Drew. And
Oh,
that
really?
like yeah, I had to go to Rowan and be like, yo, and they had like I think three or four or five of their friends subscribe. Um, let me see.
What'd you just crack?
Another Budweiser.
Okay.
But no, and then Matt, yeah, he talks about it. So you have to have 1,000 subs just to even like check the box to start monetizing. But to actually monetize, you're right. You need watch time, you need clicks. It has to be like over a certain period of time to watch. It can't just be like 1 second clicks. I think it's got to be like 30 second or some shit. There's a bunch of different stuff. I do not see us dropping in subs, Brian. So I don't believe that we were at 211. So
Okay. Can you hear me still?
yeah,
All right. My video's frozen apparently. I'm gonna drop and come back real quick.
you are. So it's just going to be me. I'm going to say some stupid shit. No, not really, but um,
Can you see me now? Do I have to like totally relog?
no, you're totally black now. That
Okay.
was better.
I'll be right back.
All right. So yeah, YouTube's never been. I mean, it's a channel or it's an avenue for us to um, get the videos out there. But I think we've been more active with the Facebook crowd, which we have more kind of likes and follows on that space. But um, the YouTube's neat. And then ultimately, I think I'm trying to get into our Podbean stuff now too. I think we get majority of our listens or whatever you want to call it on Podbean, where our Facebook Live videos and our YouTube videos, I think, equal up to maybe a couple hundred a month. Usually our podcasts are multiples of that, like 3 or 4 times higher than that. Still not enough to monetize. We don't do this for that we just do it to have a channel to drink online, and a handful of you are watching us uh, do that. So yeah, you're there, and I just totally bullshitted my way through by myself for 30 seconds. Thanks.
Perfect.
Yeah,
What are we talking about?
I was just saying we don't monetize. We don't. Or we were talking about YouTube views and Facebook views and podcast listens, and um, this is look. We started this show just to get together and drink online. I don't care if anybody watches or listens. But on that topic, I texted you that we got recognized, right? I did. I Now this is like really close.
You got recognized.
I got recognized. I'm 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 running on Saturday morning a couple weeks ago through Kalamazoo. I'm in the Kalamazoo um, run camp. So we meet on Saturday mornings. There's like I don't know 500-600 people, and I'm running, and this dude comes up next to me and he's like, "You're a brewer," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's fucking odd. I don't know who the fuck are you?" And then he proceeds to tell me that he recognized me from that show that I do online, and I almost fell down. I was awed. I was like, "Shit, this is amazing." But then he goes to tell me that he's Brian's previous boss, and he occasionally watches the show to say hi to Brian. So it really wasn't. I really wasn't recognized. Because then I had to tell him that, yeah, I'm the guy that took Brian away from you, and he came to work for me, and I fuck you, and he ran off. So,
If you're
but
watching Sid, hey.
see it run camp. Um, but we did when we were at NHC for real together. We did get recognized, and it was they
That
weren't
was
even
fun.
from Michigan, were they?
No.
No, so just two totally random dudes were like Michigan Brews, and Brian and I were fucking dumbfounded, and so that there made it all worth it. That's
Well, I mean, when you're on the the top 20 of the master homebrewer programs, you know, most metal brewers, people are bound to recognize you.
yeah. I mean,
No,
I was
Actually, I think I'm down to like I'm in the top. It's like 23 now or something.
isn't Brandon Edwards kicking your ass right now?
No, he's doing really good though. He just got master, I think, which I think it takes like
Hmm.
5 or 10 43, something like that. Like very
10,
very hard to get to.
10 is Grandmaster, so
Who?
10 is Grandmaster.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
1043s.
Oh, I thought you said Tim.
10.
10. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he doesn't
Yes.
have 10. He has 10
5?
masters.
At least 5, I think. Yeah, must be, I think. I don't know. Both Danny Kukuk and I are 1 away from 3. I don't know if I told you about this, but
No.
we had a sort of a unofficial bet that we made during the Master Homebrewer program, like Christmas get together for like the Secret Santa exchanges and stuff. And I started this. I was like, hey, like if you want to race to Grandmaster 3, um, the first person that gets there gets to have their beer on tap at the other person's club's bar at MHF.
Wow.
And so I was like 2 ahead of him at the time. And I'm like, easy peasy, like I can do this. And now we're both tied up with 143 away. So it's the first person to get it. And I don't know if we ever like agreed that it was actually going to happen, but we
Wow.
might we might have to have Kukuk's beer on
I
tap at
feel
our
like
bar.
that's something that
And, and I made this agreement with
I feel like that's something you should have talked to me about.
we can have a sidebar like
I feel
oh
like I feel a little betrayed at the moment. Now
but maybe it won't happen. Maybe my Baltic Porter will do well at Drunk Monk or something. I don't know.
it's not maybe it's fucking better. No. No, I'm just kidding. What was it? Was it 2 years ago? I went and put beer on Danny's bar. So I would be honored to serve. Mr. Kukuk's beer from our bar. But I would much prefer to have your beer on his bar.
He's obviously a very accomplished brewer, and his beer is very good always. So yeah, we'll see.
That's awesome.
Keepers though been kicking ass so far in terms of the Circuit of America. I think our club is like fifth uh, for all the clubs in the entire circuit right now.
That's
Well,
awesome.
granted, there's only been a couple competitions, but um,
Oh,
Brandon just like soared to the top after Bluegrass. He's something like, is he in the top five? He's for sure in the top
that's
10.
what I was talking about. I know a minute ago. I realize now you were talking about overall MHP standings. I was mistaken. Brandon is at the top of the circuit.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yep.
Sorry. Because yeah, he just had like a four banger at fucking Bluegrass, two gold, a silver, and a bronze.
Yeah.
Um, so no, that's fucking awesome. What was I just gonna say? Oh, the we were bullshitting about Homebrew Fest and having a beer on tap. We are less than 3 weeks away from the first ever winter homebrew festival, which is a 1 day event on March 2nd at Camp Agawam. And if you were part of the summer homebrew festival, you are automatically you are already have a pass to the winter homebrew fest. So you feel free to stop down noon on March 2nd, which is Saturday. If you didn't come to Michigan Homebrew Festival or the summer version of the Michigan Homebrew Festival, and you'd like to come to the winter version, get with your homebrew club. And if you're not in a homebrew club and you still want to go, then message me or Brian, and we will figure it out. But basically, if you didn't go to the summer and you want to go to the winter, then you need to just show that you made a donation to your homebrew club. Um,
Matt, if you're still listening, you should stop out.
yeah, Matt, I got you covered if you want to come out. Um, because you were at the summer. He won a medal.
Yeah, at least one.
So that's
Oh,
awesome. March 2nd, and we'll see you there.
Matt was like he was like second or third highest medaler like in beer cup last year. Yeah.
Pretty high, which still cracks me up because if you go back a couple of years when he got the one medal and he did a video on his medal at the state fair compared to the medal at Michigan Beer Cup, and then to see, yeah, he was almost a heavy medaler at Beer Cup last year. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, if you want to bring a beer, Matt, let me know, and we'll make sure I have a tap for you if you want
Nice.
to bring a keg. But yeah, so we're going to be to get together. It's a 24-hour event, March 2nd, from noon March 2nd to noon March 3rd. Um, and I think there's going to be a dozen clubs there. Probably 40, 50 beers on tap. We're not going to have as much as we usually do, but it's going to be fun just to get together and see friends and people from around the state that we don't get to see that often. So that's really the whole point of Winter Beer Fest is just a chance to get together outside of August. So yeah,
No worries, Matt. But if you have a light lager that you want to bring, I mean, that's all we want to drink these days anyway. So
it's
we're
exactly. I actually think if I were to guess right now, I mean, all of our taps are going to be lagers of some sort.
except for the Imperial Kolsch, that
Okay,
the 11% Kolsch.
I forgot about that.
Are we talking about that in 2 weeks? Is that going to be our show, sort of?
Yeah, that has to be. Well, we're gonna you got to split it up. We're gonna drink some of it, so I need
Yep.
to get a
Yep.
growler. Um, so our next show is going to be on Monday, February 26th, which is the week before we go to Homebrew Fest because we're taking off for Homebrew Fest early Saturday morning of the following week, where we're going to put that beer on tap. So we're going to talk about the beer that we're going to take to the festival after the show.
Yeah. just kind of bullshit on it a little bit. It'll be fun.
Uh, Hell yeah.
I kegged this Vienna lager like 3 days ago, and it's already like crystal freaking clear. Still needs to carb up a little bit more. I'm hoping it carbs up more and stays. I think it fermented a little dry. I'm always very critical of my beer when it's young, so I need to drop that. It's okay, but we'll see how it tastes in a week.
I feel like the only time that I brewed a beer that I was like, holy fuck, dude, I love this beer, it's done really shitty. But every time I say I hate this beer, it tends to do all right. So
I hope you hate your Kentucky Common then.
I probably will.
Yeah,
I'm
perfect.
pretty excited about this one. I feel like my beer day was good, and it's the first beer of 2024. It's the first beer that I've brewed since
That
July.
that black IPA, yeah.
Yeah,
Good man. All right, Matt. We'll hopefully get to see you soon, man.
it's been an hour.
Yeah, it's been. I have been watching Instagram. Supposedly, there was a limitation by Instagram that stops streaming after about an hour, but it so far has not kicked us off. So looks like they've removed that, which is good. I mean, it was really not hard to start this stream, so maybe we'll keep streaming to Instagram. We've had a bunch of people pop in and out throughout the night. Gluten Free Brian, Greg was here, buddy Dimitri popped in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Couple of their friends that probably follow the the page because they're friends with us. So even if they don't have anything to do with beer, but yeah, 2 weeks from now, Imperial Kolsch. We'll talk about the brew day a little bit. It'll still be a little bit more kind of bullshitting around, but I mean,
Oh, but yeah, hopefully Jordan will make that one, and then maybe we'll do a short live stream or something from Winter Homebrew Fest. That would be fun.
yeah, we can make that happen for sure.
And we're going to figure out our March shows next. Maybe a Brew in the Bag show. So,
Perfect.
all right. Well, cheers.
Cheers, and I guess we'll see everybody in a couple weeks.
In a couple weeks.